Wow, are you ready? I am ready.
I am ready too, and that was great music.
I'm
I
excited.
love that intro music. I was
Well,
bopping.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. I'm Julia. This is
I'm
Bob.
Bob.
What do we have going on today? Wait, hold on before you get started. Type in the comments which destination or which cruise ship you are excited about getting on board or where you are ready to go. Okay, start. Bob, what's going on? Talk about the news.
North America is finally seeing cruise ships coming back. Even though they're not sailing from U.S. ports, they're sailing from ports that are very close, so you don't have to go to Singapore on a 25-hour flight. You don't have to go to Israel. You can't go to Israel yet because they're not letting U.S. citizens in because of COVID. But North American departures from the Bahamas and St. Maarten with Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, and Crystal. So we are so excited and so happy. All the news has been coming out, and every day, every hour, things are changing. There may be some more news that comes in between now and 2:30. So if it does come across, we're going to share it with you immediately.
Well, and also, Bob, let's point out, what is the major difference now? How can cruise lines now suddenly start in the North America region? What is the difference?
Excellent question. The cruise lines have entered into negotiations with the government of the Bahamas and the government of St. Maarten to home port ships there, which means they will have restrictions on there, but they are not controlled by the CDC. That is why the ships cannot come or sail from U.S. ports. Basically the CDC has not allowed ships to begin their testing for 60 days and then they're sailing. So we hope that's going to come up very soon, though. According to Mr. Fain, chairman of Royal Caribbean, things are really moving along quickly with CDC. But right now, we got your options.
Well, and today we're going to have some special guests. We are super excited. But in the meantime, if you do have questions, do also type those in the comments. I already see people are excited about Adventure of the Seas and Celebrity Cruises. We are excited. We're going to give you a quick summary today because there is so much news coming out. But let's see how we can get started here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so this is a map that we've been showing regularly, and we've been watching this. And I'm so excited today that these are the cruises around the world that are already going. Yes. But now we are finally back, and we finally get to see those geopins there. And this is a big day. This is a big week for so many of the cruise lines, and it's just the start of something new.
And one good thing about the Bahamas and St. Maarten sailing from the Northeast, at least for our Florida market, it is either nonstop or one-stop flights.
Exactly. So, Bob, why don't you give a quick summary of which cruise lines are coming back?
Okay. First off, Royal Caribbean is coming back with the Adventure of the Seas, which is a Mariner class type ship. So it has the bells and whistles. We've not been told what the limitation is on capacity, but we know it's going to be limited. But again, that's still coming out. It's going to be doing sailing out of Nassau, going to Nassau, Freeport, and Cozumel. Cozumel, we have not been told if you're going to be able to go to the mainland. But there's a lot to do on Cozumel that most people never do. So even if you're confined to Cozumel because of the COVID vaccine bubble, you're still going to have a lot to do. So this is a 7-night cruise, Coco Cay for 2 days, Cozumel, sailing from Nassau.
Well, and we'll take a look at that itinerary a little bit more in depth. But the key is tomorrow. Bookings open. Tomorrow.
And if you want to book something, please let your advisor know today. I am going to be up at midnight online making as many bookings as I can for our guests so that the agents don't have to be up till midnight. I'm going to be doing it, running my little fingers over it. And the only reason we're doing that is we expect a massive, massive sale. We expect records to be broken for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity bookings.
I mean, really, that's the case. And if you can't even wait until the end of this broadcast, just visit gotravel.com and put in your request. We'll
Yes.
be looking at everything all day today. We are super excited.
Yes, we're going to see any comments you on the gotravel.com page. There is a link for an inquiry. Please tell us what you're looking for.
So we have Royal Caribbean tomorrow, then
yes.
on Thursday opening up.
Celebrity Cruise Lines, the Celebrity Millennium. Celebrity Millennium is an older ship, sort of like the Adventure of the Seas. However, it has just undergone a $40 million renovation with all new soft goods, redoing restaurants and dining rooms. The ship looks like now their Celebrity Edge program. So the Celebrity Millennium. Now, what we know about this, initially, only balcony cabins are going to be sold. It looks like capacity is going to be somewhere between 40 and 50%. Don't hold me to that. This is just what we're hearing. But if it's 40%, then that means 720 passengers only, because the ship holds 1,800. So it's a nice size group, to be on the ship in the COVID bubble. So you don't, exactly. That'll be ready to book. Again, I'll be up on tomorrow night at midnight to handle the March 25th bookings.
Exactly. Well, and then already been booking, and they have been booking a lot. This has been a very busy booking week for Crystal.
Yes.
They're going to be sailing in July out of either Nassau or Bimini.
Yes, you'll be able to pick up the ship in Nassau, I think, on Saturday, Bimini on Sunday. Again, for the Florida market, easy access, and Nassau is an easy flight from a lot of places on the Northeast and up and down the coast. So, and now I will tell you, we're going to talk about destinations in a little while, but Crystal is maintaining a complete loop just in the Bahama Islands.
Well, and if you're curious, okay, hey, you're used to flying down to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral. Where is it that these ships are actually sailing out of? So we have Adventure of the Seas and Crystal are out of Nassau in the Bahamas. And then again, Crystal Serenity has the option for you to board in Bimini. And then we have Celebrity Millennium out of St. Maarten. So this just kind of gives you an idea where it is. If you would like to do the Bimini option, and again, we'll have a special guest to tell you a little bit more, but for Bimini, you will be connecting some way through Fort Lauderdale, whether you want to take the ferry or a flight from Orlando and Tampa, you can connect from the airport, taking Silver Airways through to Bimini via Fort Lauderdale. Yes.
Just one thing I want to say about this itinerary. Go Travel, as you know, is a full-service travel agency. We can do airfare. However, for these particular adventures, given limited capacity on air flights or making sure you're getting there in time to join the cruise, we are strongly recommending that we do incorporate the cruise line air. That's out of our normal situation, but we feel it's much better. So if you are sending in a request for something, please indicate what city you're coming from.
And also at the end today, we will be showing also just a budget idea. If you're curious about the budget for those types of flights, what it might be from main cities, we'll be letting you know that. But the key is to talk with your travel advisor. Your travel advisor will know the best route as far as connections. If it's better for you to just drive to a certain city and then fly. There's a lot of things that your advisor will be able to let you know. So let me see. A few questions. I think these cruises are going to be a little bit different. And what is it that the clients need to do? Obviously, the cruise ships have been preparing for quite a long time, but what are some of the main features of all of these cruises?
Passport is required. If you don't have a passport right now, it is taking 12 to 16 weeks to get one. If you have a passport, it must not expire until 6 months after your return. And everybody needs passports. No going with your driver's license and birth certificate. They will not let you on the plane.
Another major big one.
Vaccinations. The cruise lines are requiring vaccinations. Crystal is requiring it for everyone of all ages. Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are 18 plus. And your vaccinations must be completed at least 2 or 3 weeks prior to departing on your cruise before you go to the airport. They are also going to require a negative COVID test for St. Maarten. We're waiting to hear about the Bahamas. But you're also going to have to fill in a COVID insurance. For lack of a better word, that's what they're calling it. You will be buying or paying for a Bahamas test or a St. Maarten test, where you're going to be required to show clearance, even with the vaccine, 72 hours prior to departure. So
there's a little bit more
there's
on
that. And the cruise lines are being very good. They're giving shipboard credits to cover the cost of that. Bahamas is 70. I don't know exactly what St. Maarten is, but and we have the links for all of those places that you'll have to do. We make sure that you understand that. So just have to be prepared.
Well, and I think, Bob, the other thing is this news was all just announced. The cruise lines themselves are still filling out all of those frequently asked questions and all those common questions. And so more and more is going to be coming out. The key is, if you think there is a chance that you want to be on one of these first cruises, they're going to book out. You want to get on top of this now. Obviously, they're going to be very understanding on, us learning as these weeks go on, and they have some great cancellation policies. They're super understanding. So the key is, talk to your travel advisor, let them know you're interested, and then take it step by step from there. Definitely. Because all the questions and the answers are going to be coming out over these next few weeks. Now, let's just go into a little bit of detail about Royal Caribbean. Before we do that, I want to show a quick video. Awesome. So adventure is back. This is super exciting. This is just to give you a few visuals. Let's see here. Again, from Nassau, June through August. I believe these are 7 nights. Is that correct, Bob?
All 7 nights, yes.
Here we go. We can take a closer look at the itinerary. Hot off the press here. So Nassau, 2 days at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which they did all those renovations, and there's so much there. And so you will be one of the first to come back to Coco Cay.
I think when it opened, they only had about 4 months of actually being at Coco Cay before everything closed down. So, and there've been staff on the island maintaining it, so it'll be brand new.
Exactly. Great. What about Cozumel and Grand Bahama? Any top tips there, Bob?
Well, Cozumel, Grand Bahama is Freeport. It's gorgeous beaches when you get off of the ship. Cozumel, we don't know specifically if you're going to be able to go to the mainland. I had mentioned that earlier. But the excursions that they're doing and that any cruise line is doing, there are bubbles. You're going in a bubble with the ship, because all of their people have been vetted. But Cozumel has a lot to see on the island, and actually most people never see it because they go to the mainland. They'll go down to some of the ruins and things like that. So we're still waiting to hear, though.
Awesome. Let me see here. Now moving on to Celebrity Millennium. We're going to take a look here. They're going to actually have 2 different itineraries.
Yes. 2 different itineraries, round trip from St. Maarten. Still being determined if you can do back-to-back on them. So your first sailing is going to Aruba, Curacao, and Barbados, down into the Southern Caribbean. The second sailing is more of the quieter islands. I call them more of the Green Islands, Tortola, British Virgin Islands, from which you can see the U.S. Virgins, St. Lucia, and again a stop at Barbados. Barbados is a little bit of Britain in the Caribbean. It's between the Atlantic and the Caribbean. So it's nice, beautiful itineraries. It's getting you down to places you normally don't go if you're doing a 7-night cruise from Florida.
Awesome. And also, we do have a question here. I'm just going to bounce this up. Okay. Here we go.
Mary, Unfortunately, Marianne, nothing is sailing from Cape Canaveral yet. Um, we have to have the 60 to 90 days of test cruises first from any cruise line, and then the ships will have to make sure that all of their staff is vaccinated. So we're hoping, hope, possibly July, but right now, or end of June, July, but right now we cannot guarantee any departure. Sorry.
Awesome. Oh, okay. Now that we've got that one.
Okay.
All right. So we do have a special guest here. I'm going to bring on from Crystal Cruises. Drum roll. We have Mary Trotter. Hi,
Hey,
Mary.
everybody. Hey.
Yes.
Great to be with everybody today.
Very good, Mary. Mary has just come back from a furlough from Crystal Cruise Lines, which affected a lot of things. And I know there's an elephant in the room. It's not a Democrat. It's not a Republican. It's just an elephant. Crystal had received a lot of bad press last year because of failure to promptly refund people whose voyages were canceled. And I know we've been affected by it. We still are. I'd like you to address that issue, please. Let's get that over with.
Sure.
And hear from Crystal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, it's not a surprise. We aren't hiding it. We have struggled with refunds. Yes. We are in the process of, I believe it's a 4-phase process of finishing up all the refunds by the end of April. Almost every single refund should be done. There might be a few little weird exceptions where there's, like a problem with some type of a transfer, something like that. But by the end of April, we are being told everything will be refunded.
Excellent.
So that'll be taken care of. And moving forward, just, because we experienced this, the way that things were kind of set up before, we are setting up all of our deposits, all of our payments are being set up into a different type of account now, moving forward, so that if this were to ever happen again and we have to start canceling cruises, it's just going to be a simple, we have some people pushing some buttons and we're able to just get it quickly done. So we won't ever see this happen again. We learned a lot this year and learned a lot about what we need to have in place so that we can get those refunds out much quicker.
Very good.
And you're not taking deposits yet, even though you started selling, right? I think this was really an interesting way that Crystal has come out about their new sailings. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have not been taking deposits for quite some time, for several months. We actually are going to start taking payments and deposits again on April the 5th. So when April the 5th hits, those will all happen. Those will be in place. And it's going to be a really easy process for everyone to make those payments. Because of everything also happened, we took our cancellation policies and we changed those up a little bit. You used to have to make your final payment within 90 days. We've shortened that now. Final payments are at 60 days. We used to have an admin fee that was non-refundable. There are no longer admin fees. Those have gone away. Mm-hmm. So now there are no fees all the way up until that final payment date at 60 days. So you really do have that time, to work through everything and say, okay, now I'm at 60 days before. Do I feel comfortable? Maybe I don't. You can cancel and you'll get everything refunded.
That's good. Fantastic. Well, let's take a look at some of the great news. Let's talk about these itineraries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so we're super excited. We have exclusivity in the Bahamas. So yes, there are some others that are out there going out of Nassau, but we are staying only in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And that has opened up some things for us. So you'll see here, we're doing round trip, as we mentioned, from Nassau and Bimini. So you can go from Nassau, fly in and see all these beautiful islands in the Bahamas, or you can do Bimini, and that's kind of a whole adventure in itself to get there. As they mentioned, you can go out of Fort Lauderdale and you can take a ferry over. So it's a 2-hour ferry ride. We can take care of that out of Fort Lauderdale. Also, there is a small aircraft on Silver Airways you can take over to Bimini as well. Just keep in mind, if you need lots of clothes for your 7-day cruise, you're going to have to be a really good packer on that small aircraft. So just keep that in mind. The ferry might be a better option if you bring a lot of shoes on a cruise. So some really, really great itineraries that are happening, going to Harbor Island and Great Exuma. These itineraries are all about the beach. That's the main thing to know about this. It's all about the beach. You will have day passes available at the Bimini Beach Club. So there's just some great little excursions and things to do. And I know Bob mentioned, I just wanted to mention this because this happened right after we launched everything on Thursday. We did make a little change. We talk about that COVID bubble that we're creating this bubble. And, we said you have to stay with a Crystal Shore excursion when you want to get off the ship. That has changed for the Bahamas only. The reason why is the Bahamas has very, very few cases of COVID. In fact, I was looking at what's happened over the last week. There's an average of 23 cases happening in the Bahamas. So there are, they've got weeks with no new cases. So they are almost fully vaccinated. We've been working very, very closely with these islands. And because of that, we're going to allow you to independently explore in the Bahamas because it is all about the beach. You just have to make sure that you're wearing your mask if that is a protocol at whatever island you're at. So lots of great opportunities there. These are the cruise fares. So you'll see we have our ocean view categories starting at $19.99. The single supplement is very low at 125%. So if you're a single traveler, this is a really great opportunity. You'll see that third berth. We don't do fourth berths. You only have a third berth. You'll see a very low fare of $17.49. Then moving up, of course, you have your veranda at $24.49. So this is a really, really great price. Keep in mind that we are all inclusive. So we're going to have your Wi-Fi included, your gratuities will be included, your drinks will be included. So everything's taken care of. So this is a really, really great option. If you've never been on Crystal, this is an opportunity to be spoiled at a really, really great price.
Well, and again, Mary, you guys are already open for booking. How has that been going?
Oh my goodness. We have had a crazy booking period. In the first 24 hours, we had 4,000 passengers book. And we filled up, I believe the number I heard on Monday was 45% of all the cruise, of everything being sold out. So we're at 45% full now. And we're really, really excited. It's been the biggest booking day in the history of Crystal. We've been in business for 30 years. So it's been really great. We're seeing a huge amount of new to Crystal guests. Typically, we just have a lot of past guests traveling. That new to Crystal guest is very small. 42% of the passengers that have booked this are new to Crystal. So we're really excited to get some new travelers on board that are going to be able to experience everything that Crystal has to offer.
And Mary, aren't you also offering some little onboard incentives too?
Yes, we are. So thank you for saying that. We are also offering $125 in shipboard credit.
Is that per person or per cabin?
That is per person for the first and second guest, not for the third. Yeah. So you will have that shipboard credit to be able to use. People are like, you're all inclusive. What am I going to use it on? Use it at the store. There you go. I like to shop, so use it at the store. So you do have that available, or you can use it for a shore excursion if you decide to do that.
Mary, I like the store idea.
Mary, what are you doing in terms of capacity for the ship? What's the percentage or capacity that you're limiting the ship to?
Sure.
And what are some of your onboard safety protocols?
Absolutely. So we already had a very reduced capacity anyway on the Serenity. We, 3 or 4 years ago, that ship was holding 1,100 people. We added some staterooms and it went down to 968. We are going to be at 900 guests on board, but 72,000 gross tons ship, 900 guests. So it's going to be very limited capacity. As far as onboard protocols, those are constantly changing, but what we are looking at doing is, of course, you're going to have a COVID test whenever you go on board. So you're coming with your negative COVID test, everyone's vaccinated. You'll have an antigen test when you board. And then while you're on board, the crew will all be wearing masks. So they'll be wearing those the whole time. Right now, the stipulation on masks are, if you're in an area where we cannot social distance, you will be asked to wear a mask. So if you're getting on an elevator with a bunch of other guests, you need to wear your mask. If you're, in a show and you can't give yourself some space, you need to wear a mask.
Okay.
So we do ask those things, that when you can't social distance, that a mask is worn.
Okay, and dining should not really be an issue because you do have a lot of smaller tables.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we do have a lot, as you mentioned, a lot of 2- and 4-person tables,
Right.
and everything is open dining. We don't have, those set dining times or set people that you're sitting
Good.
with. You can come and eat whenever you'd like at any of the restaurants.
Okay. And your alternative restaurants are also going to be open on the cruise?
Yes, they will be. They will
Very
be as
good.
well. Yeah.
Excellent.
So we're really excited to get out and start sailing again.
So are we. And we're glad you made the first announcement.
Yeah.
Yes, we are too.
Well, Mary, I have to bring on another special guest in a second, but I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes so we can do a Q&A all together.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
We have now Yolanda from Celebrity Cruises.
Hello,
Hey,
Miss
Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon from Celebrity. How exciting. How
Excellent.
exciting. I'm just as excited as Mary. We can't hold ourselves. We're excited.
Well, we
Thank you for
did
having me.
discuss the itineraries, just to let you know, before we were able to get you on, because you are back-to-back booked also. So
Yes.
I'm going to let Julia play director now, and I'll just ask questions.
I'm just going to say, hey, Yolanda, what else do we need to know? We went briefly over the itinerary, but maybe you can talk about a little bit of the protocols that you guys have in place from Celebrity and what's going to be required of people.
Unfortunately, I can't talk about those at this time. How about that? We'll start right there. However, I would say put your clock on a countdown. We are counting down until March 25th. That's the unveiling of the excitement of where exactly, as you talked about our itineraries, where we're going, what pricing will be available for that, the overall healthy protocols and guidelines for us to return to service successfully and to get your guests back on board. So we're counting down. We announced that Millennium will be coming on this past Friday. We will open up for sailing starting on the 25th. As you heard Bob say, he will be stalking the computer to make those bookings. So
Yes.
by all means, stalk their phones to be able to book the space that Bob secures. So answering your question, I cannot give you in-depth details of our overall protocols. I would ask that we wait until the 25th so we can have everything in black and white, walk away from it, share it with our families, and come back and book through Go Travel.
Excellent. Yolanda, I do have a question for you. I know Dondra had mentioned that it was going to only be veranda cabins initially.
That is correct.
What will that do? So, and what kind of capacity, what percentage of capacity are you looking at for the Millennium?
Great question. So we will be starting out with 40% capacity. That is our max. We plan to book out at 40%. When it comes to traveling, we are also working with our cruise lines our airlines to also secure 40% of that airlift. Pricing will come out with a cruise cost and then also a price that's related to air. We want you to leverage Celebrity's flights by Celebrity to book your flights down to St. Maarten to be able to catch the beautiful Millennium.
Excellent. Hasn't been determined yet if people are going to be able to do back-to-back cruises?
That will be also unveiled on Thursday.
We caught you in the preview time, but I mean, you guys made that announcement, so we are all just waiting for that moment for it to all come out. Yolanda, I'm just going to remove you for a moment, and then I'm going to bring you back in for a Q&A so we can all chit-chat together and just, celebrate, basically.
Got it.
Okay. I want to just quickly bring up that flight slide, Bob, that we had talked about. Again, this is just an estimate for you to have an idea. This is inclusive of taxes. These are per person rates. Keep in mind, again, from Orlando, Tampa, if you want to, head down and have a flight, it's going to be way easier to just drive Alternatively, you would need to be going through Atlanta or Charlotte or something like that. Again, reach out to your advisor. They're going to be able to give you the best advice on that. And of course, we're going to be emphasizing to use those cruise line flights to just add extra protection, and of course, travel insurance always. So, any other comments on the flights, Bob?
Well, not really, but I'm glad you did bring up travel insurance. The cruise lines offer travel insurance, obviously. We offer travel insurance. And I know so many people say, I'm going no matter what. Well, those are the people that usually come back sheepishly and say, can you help me get this cancellation penalty waived? So please buy travel insurance. Buy it from Go Travel. Buy it from the cruise line. If you're buying it from Go Travel, if nothing else, you can buy medical-only insurance for a reduced price. But don't travel naked. Be covered. And the airfare, remember, you also have to include transfers coming in. And I know all the cruise lines are going to be offering pre and post packages as well. So if you want to go in a day ahead so that you're I'm not going to get to the ship in time, or worry about that if you're coming from a further distance, go in a night before. Take advantage of it. You haven't cruised for almost a year and a half. Spend the money.
Well, and the key is we don't want there to be any surprises. We want to put all this out there because normally, hey, we're used to potentially just driving to the port, hopping on that ship, having that great rate. But now there's a little bit, and as we transition back into cruising, we do need to leave the United States to start cruising. So it requires a little bit more. It's having that passport. Yes. Make sure that passport is renewed. If you're ready to go in June, you want to make sure that you have that vaccination, and then just be prepared to get a negative COVID test.
Yes.
Obviously, as things move along, we don't know. Obviously, maybe things will even be more lenient. But for now, those are the things that you really need to prepare for ahead of time. So I think we should bring the girls back on. What do you think?
Let's bring them back. Come on.
Hey there, Mary. Okay.
Mary and Yolanda.
Mary.
Again, anyone that's on our Facebook Live right now, type in the questions. If you have any questions for these ladies, I'm so excited that, last minute we were able to grab everybody together. This is a huge time for the cruise industry. I mean, yes. We have been waiting for this moment. Yolanda, what does this week mean to you? Tell us what the buzz is. What's going on?
You said it. It's getting everything in order. We've had a year off. We've been all over the place. Now it's to align everything and go. Passports, check it off your list. If you've been inoculated, keep that card. It will be vital. Make sure you can get that test. Get your meds ready. Dust off the dust off of your bag. It's time to repack that bag and let's go. And keep in mind, when you're sailing with celebrity, you will be doing so in luxury and also valuable luxury. Our perks are included. Wi-Fi, drinks, tips. The level of service has always been included. It's all about the attention to detail. It's all about connecting with you emotionally. It's all about having you on board that celebrity ship so you can vacation with like-minded guests, because we know you're ready to go. We can't wait.
Well, and before or after your celebrity cruise, you might be on a crystal cruise. So Mary, tell us what this past month and these weeks are meaning, and what this message now that you guys are able to sail again, what does it mean to you guys?
Yeah, it means so much. We have so many loyal, as I mentioned, past guests that have just been itching and ready to go on a cruise. So we're just so excited to bring that, crystal, where our tagline, luxury, for luxury is personal. I mean, it's luxury, but we take it to a personal level. I mean, I've heard stories of people who had a specific drink that they wanted and we didn't have it on board, and people, they were able to get it and bring it on board. So it's luxury, but it's that personal luxury. And this is just such a great opportunity for those new guests that have never been able to experience crystal, because maybe we were in a country that wasn't as easy for them to get to. This is a great opportunity for them to get on board and just experience it. And I'm so excited because, it's you people traveling and booking. That's why I got to come back from furlough. I'm able to come back and help promote this and be a part of it. And we're just so excited to get out. I know our crew, we've had a lot of guests about, crew and how are they feeling about getting on board. We've been in constant contact with the crew. They are ready to get back on board and see these guests because they're just sitting at home waiting to be with all of you.
Can I, both of you, I'll ask this, are there going to be any past passenger savings on these? If they're of a certain status or a certain level, is that going to be applicable to their price?
Mary, go ahead first.
So I will say that is, we are offering the Crystal Society discount.
Okay.
So you do have the Crystal Society discount will be available as well.
Excellent. Yolanda, I think we'll have your Captain's Club savings.
Yes, we've enhanced our benefits for our loyal guests in our Captain's Club program. We want to make sure that our guests are earning double. So you'll earn double your points for simply booking with us and being that loyalty guest. We cannot wait.
I know a lot of people, that's very important, that loyalty program for both Crystal and for Celebrity. And I know it has some nice little perks to it. What are you seeing are you all going to be offering pre-hotel and post-hotel options? I know Crystal is, Yolanda, are we going to be offering those too on Crystal, on Celebrity?
We'll know more about that on the 25th.
Okay, the 25th. Or midnight at 12:01 a.m. on the 25th.
The 25th. I'll say it 20 more times. The 25th.
I know, the 25th is when we'll have more of a reveal, but at least here we're getting a good taste of what's being offered for everybody. I know that just speaking for the industry, like I know everybody in the industry, but just speaking as a travel agent, this has been you can see, at least here in my office, there's been a positive uplift on people's faces that something is happening. And I know that everyone is just looking forward to when that first ship starts sailing out of the Bahamas or out of St. Maarten. We're going to be, it's happening. Yeah. It's like, pinch me, is it real? So we're very happy that it is happening.
Well, and
sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
When should you book?
I will answer now because we're open for booking.
Yes.
Now, if you look at the rate that we are selling this, we could be sold out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So don't miss out. I mean, July is almost completely full. So if you want to travel over the summer at all, you need to book like today. Actually, you should have booked yesterday. So sure that you are getting booked now.
And Yolanda?
If I could plug in on that, since we won't be opening until the 25th, this is the time for you to dig in or call Go Travel and determine your value of your FCC. Start putting your paperwork together. If you're not looking to go to St. Maarten, look for the summer. As Mary said, look for the fall. We have so many holidays to look forward to. Independence Day will be an Independence Day unlike any other this year. Same thing with Thanksgiving and Christmas. So this is the time to strategically think ahead, but tactically take advantage of those FCCs right now. Welcome back, Mary.
Thank you.
And Julia, Yolanda, and Mary, if you don't know if you have a future cruise credit, and we've had some clients who didn't, please call your agent. We have access to all the list of future cruise credits out there. I know we have a couple from Crystal, so we can help you book them. Even if you didn't book with Go Travel before, you can book now. We just need that little 6 or 7 digit number, and we're set, and we can book you.
Repeat that, Bob. Move your arms.
Whoever you book with, we can help you with a future cruise credit. Some agents have gone home. Some agencies have closed. You're not sure who I'm to deal with. We're here. We can help you. Julia, repeat the website where they can find that inquiry button. Bingo. Thank you.
Yes, just visit gotravel.com and you will find the Connect with Us button, and you can just do it today. Reach out, let us know you're interested, and we can't wait to hear from you.
And I see these, if you send something at 10 o'clock tonight or 10 o'clock tomorrow night or 10 o'clock in the morning, I see all of these, and if I see it's about making a booking, I will reach out to you and get back to you and say, okay, I'm taking care of you. Make sure you send us your legal names, blah, blah, blah. But I will send back to you, and we will get you booked. I promise.
Awesome.
And if you already have an advisor with Go Travel, reach out directly with them. I know they are going to be feverishly checking. Each one of them are watching. They are ready. We are ready for this big moment. And if you can't remember the email address, just message us. We can connect you with your existing agent if you already have an advisor. No problem.
We'll connect you with no problem because we have we can check all the records.
So Mary and Yolanda, any final words? I know that there's going to be a lot more information coming out in these next weeks, and just, everyone else out there, do watch our Facebook page because we're going to be talking a lot more. We're going to be putting a lot more information out there. But in the meantime, Mary, final words.
Get ready. Get ready. Get your passport. If you don't have your passport, get your passport. Get your information. Go to the travel.state.gov site. Download the passport application, get it done. Because, as Bob said, it's taking some time. Just get ready to go.
Yes.
Figure out where in the world that suitcase is, wherever you put it over a year ago, and get ready to travel because we're ready to take it.
Yes.
Yolanda?
Yeah, sure. I will say we know that you are going to book that veranda cabin because you're going to vacation exactly the way you live. I am going to offer for any Millennium booking that is booked starting March 25th, for 30 days, I am adding a $100 onboard credit to your booking. That's in addition to those amazing always included perks that you receive, tips, Wi-Fi, and drinks. So again, verandas and higher, $100 onboard credit. We cannot wait until March 25th. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Love incentives, love that positivity that you all have. Again, Mary Trotter, welcome back. It's nice to see you after 9 months, 10 months, I think.
4.
4 months. Okay.
I'm only on 4.
4. Okay. Yolanda, always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to work with you both.
Thank you for having us.
Any more questions on Facebook?
Not at the time, but if you reach out to us, we'll be answering that. Thank you, ladies, so much. We are going to end with a beautiful video featuring Crystal's new the Luxury Escapes. And until next Tuesday, we will see you. But in the meantime, contact your travel advisor if you want to be cruising soon.
Definitely.
See you next week, guys.
Bye-bye, all.
Day to begin.